Hello and welcome to Christus of Crafty. Today I'm going to put some vinyl on my travel mug. I haven't had anything on there for a while and it's getting into the winter season and I thought it was about time. I've already found my designs, so I'm just going to go and click on them here and I'm going to bring them in. So I'm just going to click on both of those and click add to canvas. And then I'm going to close this. So these are some designs that I found at allthesvgs.com. I'll put a link to that down below. And so then if you want to go check them out, you can. This is a free download. But yeah, check out their website. They've got some kind of cool stuff there. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put this on one side of my mug and I'm going to put the always on the other side. I love Harry Potter. I have all the movies. I've watched all the movies many times. We've been to Harry Potter, what was it called, in London when we were there in London, England. We did like a studio tour, and yes, I am a big fan. So I thought this would be appropriate. You know, it's got Harry Potter, and did you notice this here? That's the Sorting Hat's face. And I'm just going to make a couple changes just so that I can make it my own. So this part is fine. So all I'm going to do is go up to the width and the height up here. I'm going to change the width of always to 4. Not 41. I obviously missed the 1 there. There we go. And I'm going to change Harry to the height being 4 1/4. So that it'll fit nicely on my cup. There's a couple other things I want to do, so I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so it's easy to see. So I just went down to the bottom and used the plus sign and made the screen bigger. The other thing I want to do is go and change my background color. So if you go down to the bottom right here, you'll see it says background color. If you click on the color, you can now change it to whatever color. I'm just going to choose a color. I just want it to be something other than white, because they have these as gray and I don't want that. I'm going to make them white, but I don't want the blue, the teal blue of my cup to show as his face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on here and I'm going to ungroup it. And then I'm going to click away and click on just the hat and I'm going to duplicate that. So I'm going to go up here to the top right. So you can either go to the top right and duplicate it here, or if you right click, you can duplicate it right here. So now I have an extra one. So I'm just going to take and make it just a little bit smaller, just so that it's going to be on the inside. And that should work just fine. So with that selected, I'm going to go down to contour and I'm going to take away these 2 pieces, just leave the hat. And now I've got that. So I don't need to change it to red, but I want to show you what it's going to look like. So I'll change that to red. Sorry, that's not red, that is white. And I'm going to move that over here and I'm going to move it to the back. And now his face will be white. I like to cut all of my pieces on one mat. So I'm going to select everything. Now this is only 4 colors, so I can remember what's what. I'm going to select all of these and I'm going to change them all to white. Actually, you know what? It's probably a good idea to copy this. So I'm just going to right click and click copy, and then I'm going to click paste so that I have a complete other set, and I'm just going to group it together, and then I'm going to click on the hide button so that I have it easy if I want to go in and change it up. Okay, so I'm going to select all of this and I'm going to change the color to white. What this is going to do is it's going to allow me to cut all of this on one mat. So I'm just going to click save. I always like to save my projects. Click on make, and now everything will come out white. And now we just need to remember what's what. I know that the hat with the face on it is red, so I'm going to move that down to the bottom corner. The hat, the little pom-pom, and this little what is that, the collar or whatever on the hat, those are all white. This white is the back behind piece, so that's why it's here. This is gold, and the little scar is gold. And I'm going to have the word always, the glasses, and this. Now, here's a little trick for you. I don't know if you know it, but if you just grab onto this and start spinning, right, you can do that for sure. But what I like to do is I hold down the shift button first, and then I start moving it, and it moves it in increments, and it allows you to move it and kind of keep it. I'd already moved it. There we go. So it keeps it somewhat straight. You don't have to do that. So now that I have my mat set up, I've got my gold, I've got my black, my white, and my red. So now I can click continue and choose my settings, which I always like to use just the regular vinyl setting. And now I can go to my mat and add the colors. I've gone through my scrap bin and I found some colors that I want to use for this project. So you can buy regular rolls if you want, or if you have some scraps, this is definitely a good scrap buster. So what I need to do is remember my placement. So I had the gold up in this corner. So I have this. I'm just going to pop this into this corner like this. And then I had my black over here. So I'm going to pop the black on here. This is a great way to use one mat and have it cut everything out and not have to worry about, changing the mats. I had the white down here. So this is just kind of a, you know what, I'm going to trim up this side here a little bit. Like so, I think. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. It was just kind of bent over and stuff. So I'm going to put this on the mat here, and I will bring in my roller and make sure it's down really good like that. And then I have some red. Now I don't need a whole lot of red. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off a little piece, probably about like this. And I'm going to put it this way. Maybe it'll fit better this way. Yes. And now you can see I have all the colors for my project all in one mat. And I use my brayer. You have to excuse me. I have a bit of a cold. So my voice is a little strange right now. And it's in my sinuses pretty bad, so I probably sound funny. But using my brayer to make sure this is all nice and flat. And now I can bring in my Cricut, which I've got set up right here. And I'm going to load my mat, and it's going to cut out all four at the same time, and I don't have to come back and switch out all the time for different mats. I'm just going to move you a little bit here. There you go. So now that that's in there, I'm going to press cut, and away we go. All right, and just like that, they're all cut out. And now we can weed them out. And this is going to be very easy to weed because they're just not that many pieces. Taking my vinyl off of my mat, and I will put my cover back on. Make sure it stays nice and clean as possible with a dog in the house. There. So now I have all these, so I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and trim these so that I can weed these properly. And I will keep this little vinyl because you never know when you're going to need just a little chunk of vinyl. These cut out just great. So I'm going to put these aside and I'll put them back into my scrap bin for another project. All right, so I have my little pieces here. I'm just going to weed these, and it's not going to take very long at all. Have you started getting ready for Christmas yet? I know it's crazy. It's already November. Wow. But yeah, I've started doing some shopping, started doing some projects. This was one of them I wanted to get done. There's his little face on the hat. Like I said, these don't take very long at all to weed. His little scar was trying to come up, but I got it to lay back down. And then we'll just kit out these middle pieces. Yeah, I just happened to stumble across this company, and I don't know, I was looking around and they've got some really cute designs there for all different seasons, I guess, for all different things. But this one I thought was pretty cool. And being as I do really enjoy Harry Potter, I thought, you know what, let's do it. Get in there. So this is the Deathly Hallows symbol. And now we're going to start weeding the black. You know what, I'm going to cut these apart first. So there's Harry's hair. Yeah, that's the hair. And this is his glasses. And that's the words. Okay. Sometimes it's just easier when you start getting small pieces like this to cut them apart and weed them that way. So there's his hair. And here's his glasses. I'll just get that all into a ball and I'll throw it in the garbage. So there's his glasses and his hair. And this is the word, the rest of the always. So the A is from the Deathly Hallows symbol in the word always. Oh, and here comes Tux. Every time I start recording a video, I think he swears that I'm talking to him. So he comes downstairs to see what I'm doing. All right, let's get this laid down here. Hello, Tux. Are you going to come and say hello to everybody? Just a minute. Hi. Hello, baby. You were outside. You're chilly. Yeah, hello. And this is why we get dog hair everywhere. Are you going to help me? Oh, I appreciate your help. Yes. It's always so helpful. What you want underneath? Okay, get in there then. He loves going under the desk here. He goes in there and lays down. He's been doing that since he was a puppy. We've had him since he was 10 weeks old, I believe he was. He's grown a little bit since then. Now you won out. Goodbye. There, and there's the word always. So now, oh, I guess I better do the white part too. I almost forgot about it. So there we go. That one was easy to peel off. And most of this vinyl is from Oracle. I can't remember if that's what it is. I think it is. Any vinyl will work though, as long as it's permanent. So I'm just going to cut these apart like that. And now we need some transfer tape. But before I do that, what I want to do is to take my cup. It's clean, but I always like to take my cup and to clean it. So I went and got this glass perfume bottle from Amazon. Just wasn't very much money at all. And I put my rubbing alcohol in it. And it just, I love the way it sprays out. And it takes all the grime and the grease and all that stuff off of the cup to make sure it's nice and clean so that the vinyl will stick. My cup has been around for a long time, and so it's got some nargs in it and stuff, but it's okay. It's okay. So I'm just going to set this over here to let it dry, and I'm going to grab some transfer tape, which I have just a little chunk here. And let's see, I think we'll start with the front of the cup. And on the front of the cup, so what I consider the front of the cup is where it has the Yeti, the dark Yeti. There's a Yeti on the back as well, but it's, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of poofed out, but it's really faint. I don't know. I'm going to put the Harry Potter himself on this side, and I'll put the word always back here. Do it however you want. It's all good. So I'm going to cut off a little chunk of this, probably this big. Just kind of eyeballing it with what I'm seeing in front of me here. And I'm going to start with, how are we going to do this? Because we have to remember to put the white behind the hat. And then this is going to go like this. And then this will go here. And that's the tassel. And that's his glasses. And then that's on the other side. And of course, his little scar is still on here. But I'm going to leave it there until I get the rest of this all done. So let us start with, oh, you know what I need? I need my cup cradle. Hold on. There we go. This has been such a helpful thing to me. My sister made this for me and I love it. It's kind of a bit of a wobble here. Let's straighten it out. Okay, so I'm going to start here. So I'm laying this down, and just to make sure that I kind of have it straight, I want to kind of lay this out. So that'll go there, and that'll go there, and those will go there. So it's, do I want to do that, or do I want to do it on the other side? You know what? I think I do want to do it on the other side, because then it's not going to stand out so much. The word Yeti, right about there. So of course we need to start with the white piece first. So that one's going to go about there. I'm just going to leave that there. Is it going to stay? Yes. And I'm going to get this transfer tape like this. Use my little scraper. And go on the back side as well. Get it pushed down into that tape. And pull it off like that. And now I'm just going to stand up to do this part. I want it right about there. So we're going to eyeball it, put it right there. You know, I used to get very worried and stressed, I guess, in a way that I wasn't going to get this on in their exact spot, or, you know, that it wasn't going to work properly. I don't anymore. I take my time and I make sure I'm doing the best I can. But if it doesn't go on exactly where it's supposed to be, I don't know. There's no Cricut police in my house anyways. And I just make it work. So let's take this off. There we go. And now I'm going to put this right over top of that white so that you can't see any of the white on the outside. But you can see the white. See, and I had it down and I had to move it, so I just lifted it up. There we go, like that. Perfect. And we'll use a scraper. Perfect. Now the other thing with this is that the longer it sits, the more stick it has. So this is gonna be so cute. So there we are so far. Looks so good. I need this next. Now what I'm going to do is open back up my Cricut and go back to the original image. So I'm just going to highlight all this. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes. And I'm just going to group it together, and I'm going to hide it, and I'm going to bring out the other one. So now I can see exactly where everything is supposed to go. So now I'm going to do the pom-pom and the little brim of the hat. Doesn't matter in which order. I got the brim here. Oh, where's the little pom-pom? Oh, there it is. There it is. I thought I'd maybe thrown it in the garbage, but I didn't. Okay. And I'm gonna stand up. I was gonna put the hair on first, but I just, you know what? It's gonna be just fine. It's gonna work just fine. We've got that part on, the brim of the hat, and now we will get the little pom-pom. This is just a fun little design, and you know, after Christmas, I will peel it off and put something else on. There's that. Now we need his hair. And just line that up. This is so cute. Now, of course, you can make it whatever colors you want, but because it was Christmas, I just felt that these colors were working just great. So I'm just lining up the top edge of his hair with the bottom edge of the hat band. Oops, I didn't get that down. There we go. And we'll lift this up. Come on, stay there, you. There we go. Sometimes if it doesn't stick, just come at it from a different angle. That usually works. There we go. So I'm just pressing that down. Make sure it's stuck down. And now we need his glasses. Like that. I'm gonna stand up so I get these straight. How close up? What, like that? About there. Right, right. Don't want him to have crooked glasses. Use my scraper to press that down. Lift this away. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna grab that little scar. Careful not to grab the rest of the design yet. I just lifted that up, and now I'm going to double check the placement, and it's going to go right there, and peel that off. There we go. I think that looks so good. So good. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to start placing the always on the back side. So let's start with kind of laying this out. So if I put right about there, I think that'll work good. So pretty much in between the Y and the E. I'm just trying to find a placement here. Let's get this on here. So I'll take that off now. Just use the whole thing. Stand up again just to make sure that I get it where I want it and that I have it straight. About there. Move it up just a little bit. There we go. And I'm gonna use my thumb and I just kind of push down, and then that way it gets everything laying down nice and straight. Oh, stay there. W is not wanting to stick, so rub it down some more. There we go. Like I said, sometimes you just have to come at it from a different angle. There we go. So there's that part. Just use my finger and press it down. Now you don't want to use your scraper at this point, not once you take the transfer tape off, because your scraper could damage the vinyl. But I like to use my finger and just push it down. Now we can get the Deathly Hallow symbol, which is representing our letter A. Oops. And I will do that. I'm turning this a little bit so I can see it, and I want to definitely make sure I get this straight because it will definitely show. So it's kind of lined up down where the Y is. Oh, I'm so happy. I love it. Just making sure it's down. And there you go. Always. I think that's very cute. Little Harry Potter, little Christmas. I love it. I really hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Not so much a tutorial as, you know, just watching me decorate my cup. And just wanted to show you that you can decorate your cups up any way you want for whatever season. The nice part about this, even though I'm using permanent vinyl, I've done this probably 4 or 5 times now with my mug. And when I'm done with it, I just peel it off and it peels off just fine. I wash it and it turns out wonderful. I think this is the cutest thing that I've done in a long time with my mug. I think last year, was it last year I did the gnomes? They were very cute too though. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and if you want, click on the little bell. That way you'll receive notification every time I upload a new video. I do have a Facebook page as well. It's Krista So Crafty. I'll put a link down below if you want to go check that out. But I hope you have a wonderful day and happy crafting.